I don't like the lean so heavy. I think it leads a bad impression, but Anton's one of the brothers where I certainly don't mind doing it.
Hello, wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're going to be talking about this right here, which happens to be a tremendously huge cloud of
like
gas
I said, hopefully
located in a relatively distant
on those
part of the
O-type
universe.
stars to
A cloud of what seems to be
the black
extremely
body.
hot
It's a
and
star,
very
but
massive gas.
because it
Something
follows
that
that
the
arc,
scientists
it
have
kind of
never
fits
seen
in
before,
with
and
the
something
model.
that the scientists are currently
Puts him
referring
way
to
out
as
on
the
it for astrology.
intracluster medium
As far as
cluster.
a person's
And
concerned,
interestingly enough, in terms of
an
size,
O-type
it's
star
even
is
larger than the
a
Milky Way
giant
galaxy,
battery pack
with the total
on
mass of about
its own
10
system.
billion masses of the sun,
So I wanted
which
to
is really massive. It's sort of
tell you
comparable
old
to some of the smaller galaxies
gunnery
orbiting around
sergeant
the Milky
story.
Way.
Couple
And so I
of
wanted to talk about this
It's
because
like,
this is
you
a
know,
very
sometimes
strange
I wish I
discovery
could
and
go
it's never
back
really
to some
been
of the
seen before.
businesses. I'm sure I
But
could. It's
first of
still
all,
there on the
where
table,
exactly
but
is
like,
this
hey,
located?
can I get some of those
Well, all this is part of this
videos
relatively large
from
and
the
really
overhead
well-known cluster
on
known
these
as the
places?
Leo
Because, man,
cluster. Here's what
I
the
could
actual
hammer
image
some
of this
stuff. I
cluster
could tell you
looks
some
like, and
stuff
it's
about
also sometimes
psychology,
referred
what
to
I
as
was
the
thinking in
Abell
there, what I was feeling
1367.
inside of there, what
It's
a lot of
about
these other guys, by
330
comparable
billion light years
camera
away from us, and
systems,
there are roughly around 70 major
on what that
galaxies
stuff
in this
does instead of
cluster,
just seeing
with the
the
galaxy known
public
as
relations
NGC
from
3842
from
that you see
YouTube
right
and
here
system
being
like that. I
essentially
can
the
I can
brightest
really get
member of the
comprehensive
entire
about
cluster.
OSHA and
Which,
MSHA
by the
in
way,
those
we can
buildings.
jump
That's a
to
site.
right
That's
here,
a
Space Engine, and it's located somewhere in this region right there.
right there.
Now, interestingly, this cluster is right next to the famous
Yeah.
Coma cluster. Coma cluster,
Yeah, I'll never
which you
forget
can
the
see
two
right
black
here,
guys
is
I was
much
working
larger
with.
and much
They
more
come
massive,
in night shift
but it also seems
after
to
I
be
cleared
much,
out
much
house and
older.
everybody else
But
was
they are
gone.
next to each other,
I
and
had two
together they
guys.
form what's known as
They
the
come in.
Coma supercluster.
One I'll never forget. I caught him with that. I caught him with that. I am your master mason
Essentially,
conversation.
this really, really
And
large
I
structure
did it
that
intentionally
also
at the
happens to
break
be
room
a
because
part of a much
that
larger
was the lead
structure.
in that
This
place. They
structure is
like them
here
to
known as CFT2
catch the
Great
attention
Wall.
from the
And to try to
sergeant
imagine where
at the
all this is
board
located
on
compared
night
to,
missions,
I
but
guess,
of course
us,
on third
with
shift
us
they didn't
being
have
right
anybody
there
for it,
in
so
the
I was
middle. The
trying to
Coma
pick it up in there.
supercluster
Like I said,
along
there
the
was a
Leo
camera in the
cluster
break
are
room. Oh
essentially
man,
in this
just
region.
what I could wish I
And what
could
makes
get off
Leo
of
clusters
just that
something
one
unusual is that
video and
most
just that
galaxies here
one
are spiral
night
galaxies.
that
They're
'cause
actually
I
much
never
younger
made it after
than
that. Things
comparable
happen. I'll tell you a
galaxies
whole
in the
story.
universe.
Like a
You
whole
can
story
sort
about
of,
things you could
make
pick
out
up
their
inside of
shapes
there,
here
the
and
pro
there.
tricks
And for the most part, they
that
do
that go
seem to
way
be
beyond the
some
tile
of the
shop
younger
or the tread
galaxies we've
line
examined
or
so
the
far.
pattern yard
And
out
this
back
galaxy right
or the
here that I
quarry
previously
over
mentioned
there or
also
the one in
happens
the
to
other
have one of the
quarry,
biggest black holes in
buying
the center,
Italian
roughly
rock
around
and
10
burning it,
billion
right?
masses of
So
the sun.
I'm just being
But
fun
overall,
because
this region is also
landscapers,
extremely
A1,
active, and there's a
deposit,
lot of
integrated
stuff
wood
going on.
components.
There are a lot
It's
of
all the same
collisions,
stuff,
there are a lot of
realistically.
nearby passes
You know,
between
we'd fight for Red
galaxies,
Dawn
or
inside
at
here.
least there have been in the past. And as a result,
Okay,
these galaxies do not really
it
form
has
as
to be
many
this in
stars
this
as some
town,
of the other
unless you're going to
galaxies
really
in the vicinity.
radically
On
rebuild
top of this,
Shangri-La.
because of all of these interactions and because of all of these collisions, some of the gas here occasionally
Had to figure
gets
some stuff
stripped
out.
from the galaxies.
So
And to
beyond
some
those kind of
extent,
conceptual
occasionally
models, I
end
tried
up
my best to
producing
catch them
something
in
you're
there
about
like
to see
that.
in this galaxy.
And
this is a simulation produced by NASA and
in a
by
lot of places,
ESA.
sometimes they wouldn't. I
So
wish I
this
could have
is
got
caused by
Delaware Basin
ram
Stone.
pressure
That would have been the
when the
place.
galaxy
Of course,
flies
at the
through
time,
a
I never
little
really
bit from
thought about
hot
it.
gas that's
I want to tell you
already
another
in
story.
the
It
intergalactic
worked
space.
well. They
And it creates
bridged
these
to me,
really
but
unusual
because of
patterns
the
that you see
business,
right here.
I wanted
But
them
when
to
there's
stay.
a lot of activity and when there's
But
a lot of ram pressure
come here,
involved,
moth.
this whole gas right here can actually escape a galaxy and to some
There was
extent
another one over at Double Axe Stone
escape
Supply
from the
where my
galaxy
cousin
and
Steven,
create its
also
own
another
structure
master
by
mason.
itself.
But I tried to do the videos, and I want to be very clear about this with the guy weighing his dang out there for the public relationships on it. Great video, certainly.
As this particular cloud that was discovered relatively recently.
Certainly
So
just
this
out
right here
there.
is a few
It's one of those
100,000
things that's
light
in
years
there. It
across.
changes
This is
how
bigger than the Milky
things
Way
move
galaxy.
around in the
And the
universe
images
out
from this
there.
gas cloud were received
And
by
I
several
mean,
different
it's great that
telescopes,
that could come in there, and I'm not
including
going to knock
XMM,
that.
which
Obviously,
looks
it's
at
from a
things in
long
X-ray,
time ago.
and also
Codes
some
and
of the other
regulations and
telescopes that looked
standards
at
have
this
changed,
in
but we
optical
know it's in
light.
there.
Which of course
Okay,
implies that
it's
this
just
is
one of those
definitely
things
a
that the
structure
tractor
that's
force
there.
speed of
It's a
that tread
structure that's
line.
extremely large and extremely
When you know,
massive.
when I'm used
With
to
the
it like that,
temperatures
the
of gas
artillery
here
line,
being
what is
about
that tread
10,000
line,
Kelvin
can
up to
move
about
fast. They
10
can
million
get running
Kelvin
like that
in
with
some of the
3-foot
more
treads,
extreme
you know, and
regions
on the
of this
burn, it's
cloud.
constant
But what's
burn, down,
particularly
up.
unusual about
Just
this
because that catcher
discovery
on
is
the
the
on the end
location.
or the Sawyer
The
can
cloud itself seems
push a
to be
button. That
really
doesn't
far
necessarily
away
mean it's your job. But that's the kind of thing that wads that saw up.
Or basically, even if it was
Now,
formed this way,
over to another
it's not
guy,
clear
getting
what
back to
galaxy
Steven
it
inside
came
there. I
from,
remember trying to
or
do the
what
Master
exactly was
Mason
responsible
video
for its
for
formation.
Delaware Basin,
Or essentially
or
what I'm
excuse
trying to
me,
say
Double
here
Axe
is
Stone
we
Supply.
don't really know how this was formed.
I knew I
Nobody has
could
a
get
good
it in there. That's not
explanation
much of a
for where it
problem.
came
There's
from,
my
or
video.
what
It's my set.
exactly
I just
created
get
this.
going,
Which
talk
also,
about
of
the
course,
line,
makes this one
maybe
of the
drop
more
you in some
unique
field
features and
theory
more
in
unique
here,
structures
R, nu,
discovered in the
mu,
last few
over
years.
1
Now it's of
half,
course assumed that
pi,
it came
whatever.
from a large galaxy,
Of course,
and
here
with a
from this
massive
point of
galaxy
view.
nearby. It's just not really clear which one and exactly what caused the stripping effect to occur as well.
What's causing that stripping effect down there is going to be a volume reduction problem, which is general relativity. You just have to first set the system. So when I started the video on there, it didn't turn out really well. One, I felt really different comparatively to somebody in the knot having the video. Kicks you hard. He's a confident dude that knows those saws like the back of his hand. As soon as that video comes up on there about explaining to it, in the same way I did in that video, and I have a lot of experience making those videos like that, and I'm trying to give that to. I wanted to, in there for Downey in the office, for the break rooms, catch that rabbit form. I want to be like, see, they're shaking their head, they're doing stuff. Well, there's a lot going on in there. A lot of it's gravity, a lot of it's direct physics. A lot of it's going to be, this prep is stretching out an 8-hour day. We don't need to talk about every rock, but we need to talk about which orders kind of stuff outside, some of us anyways. And it's important that in case something happens, you still know the details for the day, and we can plan that engineering class in 5 minutes about that tread line straight out in the set. Right? You know, that's a regional thing. Are they doing that in any of the buildings down the road? Are they really working with that model for Common Core, for workers and laborers and the workforce program? It's going to be the MOSs. It's going to be the selection process. It's going to be a lot of biometrics too when you actually have those things. Look, I don't mind. You know, it's what somebody's personal choice is to work at a dollar store. I've seen master masons that could do stone work in a gas station. Shit, I've been one of them. Right? You know, it gets to a point on certain costs when you have to be realistic about the stock, about the farm, about where you got to go before you jump the fence. Of course, I want to be selective about what process. They teach you rules about that for. You'll see my exiting videos, my last day at Tompkins, my last day at Guston's, my last day, and I tried my best to make sure while working that piece of artillery round right there for the shouldering at AR-15-0-1 for any negligent discharges and any non-judicial punishments that wind up just following that thing around. You know what? You want to make sure you get that right. You want to make sure that at least gravity is squared for the building, because hey, there's other people inside here that do like it, that might be going here for a long time. Certainly not the customers. And you don't want to just undermine people that you worked with because you want to have a bad day, and it won't work anyways. Yeah, for the most part, it might do some stuff, but realistically, you want to put that in there. What hurts them is that dude is gone. You know, you buy in new core, you start having other things, switch things off on guys because you don't make the right decisions. It's in the same way as testing those videos when it comes up in the conversation. You know, what normally should be a straight conversation, whether it's on camera or not, starts to fall apart. You know, when you can get these things in here, say a recruiter or a station of recruiters about what the policy is, and it goes out there, I want you to understand that that's what that spring is about. That's what all this stuff is trying to lead you to 9.8 meters per second. You're on planet Earth. Catch you on the next one.